conclusion of this enlightening and productive conference, and it has been a truly remarkable experience so far. I hope you all have gained valuable insights, forged new connections, and participated in meaningful discussions. As we draw this event to a close, it is a pleasure to welcome you all to the concluding session. I would like to remind you that the session is being streamed live on YouTube, so you can follow the session through the YouTube link. Now I would like to request, everybody is already here. Thank you very much for making my job really easy. It is my pleasure to welcome our session chair, Dr. Himanshu Pathak, Secretary, Department of Agricultural Research and Education and Director General, ICAR. We are honored to have Shri Sanjay Garg, Additional Secretary, Department of Agricultural Research and Education and Secretary, ICAR, as the guest of honor, whose support and vision have been instrumental in advancing research and technology in agriculture. In today's concluding sessions, we will be hearing summary presentations in various concurrent sessions. On the stage, we have Dr. Mrs. Neeru Bhushan, ADG IPTM ICAR, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Coordinator NASC and Director ISRI, Dr. Ashok K. Singh, Secretary NASC, Dr. Rabi N. Sahu, ICAR IARI, Dr. Emil Jat, ICRI-SAD. Before we begin the summary of the sessions, I would like to extend a special thanks to Dr. Anil Roy, ADG ICAR, who has coordinated this session and played a significant role in organizing the entire event. Now I invite him to share a few words.
So good afternoon, everyone. And first of all, I would like to welcome our Secretary There and DG ICAR, Dr. Himanshu Pathak ji, under whose able guidance this whole workshop, national workshop on digital agriculture, empowering Indian farming, has been organized jointly by ICR, NASC, and ICRI-SAD. So, sir, thank you very much for joining this session. I would like to also welcome guest of honor, our guest of honor, Sri Sanjay Garg ji, Additional Secretary DARE, and Secretary ICR. And for your information, sir is taking a lot of interest in digital agriculture and is leading our Kisan Sarthi program. Basically, he's monitoring very closely. And due to him, that has progress, whatever you have seen yesterday, that has been made. So I would like to welcome you, sir, to this session.
So
again,
I would also like to request you to please present them with a bouquet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
First, Dr. Anil Rai to our Honorable DG, sir.
Okay. So, basically, I'll just take 2 minutes to summarize what has been done. Yesterday, there were 3 technical sessions. First is digital agriculture for enhancing productivity, then last mile connectivity and delivery, and then investment and policy for digital agriculture. It was done yesterday. And each sessions, as I told yesterday also, that was divided in 2 components. One is a lead talk by eminent speakers, and then followed by panel discussion, which was very heterogeneous panel we made so that it makes the sense for the whole theme. And we invited our ICR researchers, then scientists from the CAUs, Central Agriculture Universities, SAUs, other academic institutions, then NGOs, farmers are also there today. Today's session, Madam is going to tell about it. And then private institution, agri-startups. So we have taken consultation for all together for all stakeholders, and main purpose of this conference is to develop a digital agriculture roadmap for the country. That also include the experiences which we are going to listen from the CGIAR institutions also, how that experiences can help in developing the roadmap. So that is the purpose of the whole national conference. So first technical session, digital agriculture for enhancing agricultural productivity. Lead talk was by Professor Santanu Chaudhary. He's IIT. He is a former director of IIT Jodhpur, and presently he is in IIT Delhi. So that is excellent talk. Then other talk was by Shri Abhishek Singh ji. He is Additional Secretary, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. He talked about last mile connectivity and delivery. So we are thankful to him. Then the session which was there on investment and policy for digital agriculture, the lead talk was delivered by Sri Sanji KV, Chairman NABARD. He came all the way from the Mumbai, so we are very thankful to him also. So we are thankful to all the moderators, all the panelists who came from all over the country and they participated. And that was a very successful day. Yesterday we were sitting here up to 6:15. Last session ended. And now today there were concurrent sessions where we are supposed to get the feedback from all agricultural professional societies. For agriculture, there are 80 societies overall. So they are going to give their recommendation for the digital agriculture roadmap. Then there was a session today, which is a academic and industry meet kind of thing, which was led by Madam Bhushan. And then other session was CGIA, ICAR joint session was there, which was led by Dr. Ravi Sahu and Dr. ML Jat. So that all conclusion from all the sessions, all the discussion we are going to hear today, sir. So this is all. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sir, I would request you to please welcome our Honorable DG, sir, Dr. Himanshu Pathak. And also a guest of honor, Shri Sanjay Garg ji. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request the first presenter for today, Dr. Rabi N. Sahu from ICAR IARI, who is going to summarize the ICAR sessions and key insights related to agricultural research and innovations. Over to you, sir.
Most respected Honorable Director General ICAR, Secretary Dear, Dr. Himanshu Pathak ji, Dr. Sanjay Garg Sahab, Secretary ICAR, Dr. Ashok Singh, former Director IRI and Secretary NASC, Dr. Rajendra Prasad ji, Director ISRI, Dr. Anil Rai Sahab, Dr. ML Jat, and Dr. Nirubhushan, ADG IPTM, and fellow delegates, and all the respective senior officials, and the whole team of digital initiative of ICAR and CGs. Thank you very much for wonderful interactive sessions for last 1.5 days we had. And just today morning, we had a South-South collaboration initiative discussions with ICAR and CG. Some of those outcome, whatever the recommendations, I'm just going to make a presentations. I'll just take 5 minutes for that purpose. So this is what we are talking of, a new human interface, driving force for innovation and sustainable solutions. We know the physical world, and now we are going through digital world, and future is going to be virtual world. So this is what going to be intersection of that human interface and where we are standing. And that's what the merging of all this world for world sustainable solutions, taking care of all those technologies and innovations, what we are going to have. If you see the current initiative of Government of India, this is what, with respect to Viksit Bharat 2047, these are the initiatives like AgriStack, Digital Crop Survey, Krishi DSS, Soil Mapping, and Digital General Crop Estimation Survey. And the gamuts of technology which is available with us, with the challenges what we have in the South, like India as a South if you take, and South-South collaboration if you look at, the communication innovation, service science, which we need to take up very widely, and we have a lot of initiative for that, and making it possible mostly near real time, and also looking at the farm holdings and heterogeneity and the socioeconomic conditions what we have. And these are some of the initiatives on the right-hand side. What we have is a network program on precision agriculture. We have Kisan Sarathi. We have AI Disk. We have 300 plus apps developed. These are few. There are many. Just because of time paucity, I am not going to make a presentation. The challenge remains is how to make it scale neutral. Today, what the discussion was, to looking at the spatial scale, temporal scale, and also socioeconomic conditions, the way we are, how to make this technology available for that purpose. So these are some of those investment policies for the digital agriculture, looking at the infrastructure development. A lot of discussion, deliberations happened, not only today and yesterday, but also over the years with the CG and also ICAR has taken up a number of initiatives for that purpose. So their gaps and policy interventions, attentions has been recommended for that purpose. Also, capacity building and digital literacy to avoid the digital divide. And data governance and privacy, there's a huge issue with respect to data secrecy, data sharing. The protocols has to be developed. Then inclusiveness of financial mechanism, high-cost technology adoption make it possible and standardized with respect to small and marginal holding. What are those policy interventions? Public-private partnership with the business model, subsidizing cutting-edge technologies, for example, the way we have the drone technology right now, and also some of those variable technologies. Then market integration and value chain development, how fragmented supply chain, lack of market access we have. So policy intervention, again, there are many initiatives from the government. One example is given ENAM. And research and innovation ecosystem, there where we are here for last 1.5 days, how to increase research and development grants and educate universities and incentivizing tech companies to co-develop solutions tailored to local challenges, site specificity. Then, of course, sustainability and climate resilience. That's what, again, another initiative with respect to climate smart agriculture. Bigger program ICAR is starting very soon. Looking at agriculture intelligence system or ICT, this is a business model with respect to the farmer, with respect to industry, government, and also R&D institutions, win-win situations for all the 4 sectors. So coming back to the major recommendations for inclusiveness and scaling of farmer-centric digital innovations, the main issue concern was the data, and when you talk of digital agriculture, that's what the data. So recommendation is standard of protocols for standardizations. Yesterday we have a deliberation with respect to BIS. Director was here with respect to agriculture standardization, precision agriculture technology standardization, policy for security, privacy, and sharing of data, and to come out with open data, open knowledge system. That's what the whole world is going to work with, and this is what ICAR and should be. Coming back to the institutional support for and with the new innovation agenda. So recommendation is we should have a center of excellence with respect to this digital initiative, what we have, involving public and private and also the other institutions for that purpose to excel in the digital innovations in the country. Encouraging developing large number of farmer producer organizations, then only this technology can be scale neutral or can be feasible looking at the seeing visual, realizing in the ground. Then most important remains is public-private partnership to take it as a business model, otherwise it is going to be confined to the 4 walls. Then digital empowerment through the common service centers and KVKs, sir, we have a lot of initiative. Again, how to strengthen that we need to discuss. Seeing in is believing, that's believing. This is what demonstrations we need to make in the pilot scale, or even if taking an ecosystem, like yesterday, Dr. Tilichan Mahapatra was talking, take a village, adopted village for that purpose, to take all technology and see the scalability, how we can do. This is what the initiative, again, ICAR has taken under the NEPA program. Of course, the last one is the capacity building and hard learning for the new innovation and smart farming to bring the digital literacy. Thank you very much. This is what the major points. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that insightful summary presentation and for your valuable time. Now, I would like to request Dr. M.L. Chart to please provide us with the summary presentation related to ICRISAT.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, let me express our gratitude to Indian Council of Agricultural Research and National Academy of Agricultural Sciences for providing us this opportunity to share some of the work of the CGIAR, what we are working together. And also would like to congratulate ICAR for a grand success of this year of digital agriculture, which is concluding today through this very important conference and putting together whatever transpires as a roadmap for digital agriculture in India. And I think when we talk about digital tech, we talk about 3 Ds, but I think there are 4 Ds, which are very, very important. We talk about delivery. Without demand, it's difficult. So demand and delivery, but then that needs digital, but for that you need data. So data, digital, demand, and delivery, I think those 4 Ds very, very important. And in that context, I think developing the data ecosystem is very, very crucial. So that was one of the key reflections in the discussion, presentation as well as panel, this morning. So that's one aspect. I think the data ecosystem, developing a robust data ecosystem, what Ravi also highlighted, is important from a roadmap perspective. The second one is, I think we talk about digital assets. So we have a lot of digital assets here and there, but they are fragmented. So in that context, I think a national network or the repository on digital and data is something important so that everything is at one place and we can make use of it to take this forward. And for that, we may need a kind of a governance structure, maybe, ICAR as a focal point, but there are many, many players. But if we know all the information, what digital data and assets are available where and how they are functioning, so if we can create that mechanism, bringing ICR or states or universities, the private sector and CGIR, that's the another one. The third one is, I think we need a lot more research, and one of the highlight on the research, we really need to have the high resolution work, because sometimes we are in hurry and we do quick fixes, but a lot more research is required, and that's where what Ravi mentioned of Center of Excellence on digital innovations can play a very, very important role, again, through this network of the partners. The fourth one, I would say, because when we talk about South-South learning, with India, Africa, or the Global South, I think we have a lot of use cases, and they are fragmented again. So can we have a repository or a compendium of the use cases, what digital tool or technology worked where, how, and if it's not working, why, and all those things. So, and then we translate into a kind of a homologous regions and situations, so they're ready to digest material. If we can do that compilation together, can really help. The fourth one, what Ravi mentioned, I think we moved from physical to digital to virtual. And in that context, I would propose that we have WADA. WADA karna hai. WADA is a virtual academy for digital agriculture. I think it's a virtual world, and if you can have virtual academy on digital agriculture, which is WADA, can really help all of us in taking the digital movement forward. The another aspect was most of us focus still on the production-centric digital innovations. And I think we, farmers and we all been, working on production may not be that problem. I think the real problem is before production and after production. So the complete food systems approach in terms of the digital innovations is very, very critical. And a few more things, I don't know. Yeah, the last point is on partnership. And a mention was made by professor from IIT Bombay, that the real intelligence comes from the farmer. And I think that's the demand side. So demand-driven digital agriculture, I think that's inclusivity, farmer in the center. So farmer-centric digital transformation of agriculture is something important. So in that context, I think we also need to make a balance between the technological innovations, but also the traditional knowledge. So we need to build on the traditional knowledge and leverage on that and make the digital innovations so that we can go foolproof. And that balance is really important from the perspective of the reliability of the technology. And that reliability can come from increased informatics and sharing culture. So those are some of the reflections. We'll give a detailed recommendation, but since time was just 15 minutes to summarize, but I think those are some of the key points. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving us the insight into digital data perspective, 4Ds, and how we can employ our efforts towards digitalization. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Mrs. Neeru Bhushan, ADG IP and TM ICAR, to please come over and share her views on digital agriculture.
A very good afternoon to all of you. So our technical session was 4 on the academia industry stakeholder engagement, where we discussed the collaboration and use cases of digital public infrastructure for agriculture, and few of the recommendations are we need the digital public infrastructure for agriculture to build market innovation around it. And for this, we are required the agri data framework, which should be standardized, updated, validated, and with open consent based. Another recommendation was digital public infrastructure for unified Krishi interface for aggregation of the platform to have the interoperability. And another concern was that each and every agri startup which are working in this area, they are spending 60 to 70% of their fund for generating the data. So the agri startup should not duplicate each other work as far as the data generation are concerned, and the collaboration within different stakeholders will be required. And state preparedness and capability building will be another very important aspect. And it is another one of the speaker, he talked about the Agri Digital Index of India. They are preparing to benchmark the preparedness and progress of the state on digital agriculture. And the very interesting use case for the digital infrastructure or the UP sugarcane farmers e-Ganna initiative was discussed, where the 57 lakh farmers are being benefited, and 2 farmers, the smart Ganna farmers, shared their experience, which was really, really very encouraging, and that shows the power of the digital agriculture, especially the digital public infrastructure in agriculture. With this, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now I would like to invite Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Coordinator NASPAS and Director ISRI, to share his views on digital agriculture initiatives by different professional agricultural societies.
A very good afternoon to each one of you, dignitaries on and off the dais. As we all are aware that NASC took a decision of declaring 2024 as Digital Agriculture Year, and then all professional association of agricultural societies, which comprises of around 80 different societies and ICAR institutes, took several programs depending upon their domain-specific areas in the domain of digital agriculture. We have received feedback from around 20-25 societies, and we have tried to summarize those recommendations. Although they are still on a number is large, we will try to reduce them further. But most of the points are towards the data ecosystem, then capacity building, and research aspects. I'll read out, these are divided into 4 different sections: crop and horticulture sciences, including plant protection. This is establishing large data warehouses and databases, whether physical or cloud-based, with ease to access for effectively managing the vast amounts of data produced by genomics and phenomics experiments the field and horticulture crops. Second one, integration of digital tools is essential for improving the observation and analysis of traits in field and horticultural crops. Technologies such as field-based mobile robots, smart sensors, drones, remote sensing, 3D models, and digital phenotyping tools should be extensively used to provide crucial data for assessing ecological conditions and phenotypic variations for a deeper understanding of biological processes. Developing AI and machine learning models is necessary to integrate the big data from laboratories and field sources to identify better genotypes and create predictive models, leading to development of improved crop varieties and more resilient farming systems in climate change scenarios. The deployment of comprehensive high-end digital breeding management system that offers an integrated suite of end-to-end solutions for breeding operations is the need of the hour for every field and horticulture crop breeding program. Need for the methods, models, and hardware and software solutions for creating and actualization of the digital clones of crops that ensure the possibility to perform virtual biological experiments with evaluation forecasting of parameters that have an effect for the further field setting and adaptation of the plants in conditions of natural environment and climatic factors. Further research is needed to enhance AI-based mobile apps for precise crop forecasting, risk management, and pest diagnosis. By integrating weather-based models with satellite-derived data on a web GIS platform, these apps can provide timely alerts and advisories. This will enable the real-time communication between farm scientists and farmers, offering immediate solutions for managing crop stresses and optimizing input use, thereby reducing chemical loads and promoting sustainable and eco-friendly practices. The promotion and adoption of remote sensing and based tools, biotechnology, cryopreservation, space technology for inventorization, documentation, ex situ conservation, and sustainable management of biodiversity need priority. Comprehensive training programs and capacity building initiatives should be implemented to ensure that researchers are well equipped with the necessary knowledge and skills to maximize the benefits of these digital tools and solutions in various components of the research programs. Pertaining to social sciences, first one is again on data ecosystems, data platforms, spatial databases with standardized formats and standard operating procedures for quality data following FAIR principle, along with advanced analytics to assimilate, interpret, innovate, and adopt for smart farming. Need for interdisciplinary and inter-stakeholder collaborations to scale up infrastructure and improve informatics and sharing culture in agriculture systems, which will help in more innovations and open solutions. Enabling ICT infrastructure with adequate funding for timely upgradation, maintenance, and for long-term sustainability. The close collaboration and partnership for different disciplines and institutions is the key to development of technology framework for digital agriculture. Effective, rigorous efforts should be made to develop Center of Excellence in AI with hub and spoke model, and that I think has been said earlier also in one of the recommendations. Then students, scientists, policymakers, and farmers need to be equipped with new skills, tools of digital agri-food systems. Continuous capacity building programs need to be conducted. Research efforts for identification of biotic and abiotic stresses in crops, animals, and fish through images taken through camera, drone, UAVs need to be strengthened. The output of the research efforts need to be translated into user-friendly application of ease of doing business. Improve rural infrastructure, digital literacy in regional languages, support agri-tech innovations, integrate tools such as eNAM, blockchain, AI, IoT, satellite data, and specialized digital marketplaces to improve market access, transparency, and supply chain efficiency. Related to NRM and engineering, design agricultural engineering courses, including applications of AI, ML, AR, and VR in all segments of agricultural engineering with a special focus on precision agriculture. One of the key topics discussed about machinery designed for each crop cultivation, cotton, case crop cultivation, which is cotton and sugarcane. These machines should integrate technologies like FAST, IoT, AI, ML, DL, deep learning, and big data to meet the demands of mechanization 4.0. Additionally, the development of cost-effective, customer-centric robots and automatic guided vehicles with suitable capacity for Indian farmers was emphasized. Decision support systems for predictive analytics and AI model using historical and real-time data, AI-powered software, mobile app for predicting crop yield, pest outbreaks, and ideal planting, harvesting times, helping farmers to make proactive decisions is the most sought-after tool in the next generation agriculture. Aerial mapping and surveying using drones with high-resolution cameras map fields to create topographic maps and identify variations in soil, crop height, and plant density for more precise field management should be encouraged under R&D activities. Centralized, related to animal and fishery sciences, centralized data acquisition, collection, collation for developing digital tools for monitoring pedigree records, genetic gain, and predictive breeding, health productivity, animal identification, breed identification, etc. Digital technologies such as smart feeding systems, nutrition management software, disease identification, digital platform for feed analysis, etc. for animal health and nutrition to improve the efficiency, health, and productivity of the livestock. Use of remote sensing and drone-based tools for resource inventory, biomass estimation in ponds, fish identification, and aquatic biodiversity. AI application is disease identification, fish nutrition, health management, and climate resilient species. Smart agriculture pond, including automatic diode sensors, smart feeder systems, and this is a general recommendation which came through the discussions. Taking advantage of SBI Youth for India Fellowship Initiative, NASC UA may have a program for roping in volunteers for digital agriculture to strengthen the last mile connectivity. Thank you very much, and thanks to all colleagues from Professional Association for Agricultural Societies. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for providing that overview and also giving us an insight into the digital initiatives being taken by different societies. Now, it is my pleasure to invite our esteemed guest of honor for today, Shri Sanjay Garg ji, to present and share his viewpoints and perspectives on this very important topic.
Good morning, everyone. Respected Secretary DARE and DG ICAR, Dr. Himanshu Pathak, Dr. A.K. Singh, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Dr. Anil Rai, Dr. M.L. Jat, Dr. Neeru Bhushan, Dr. Sahu, and other participants present here today. Digital agriculture, as we say, is a very, very important subject of discussion, not only of discussion of action in agriculture as on now, as I understand. We are all aware that digital technology or the use of data today has almost pervaded all sectors of economy, even our day-to-day life. Even at home, even our work, everywhere, the use of digital technology and use of data has become a new paradigm in the growth and development. And therefore, agriculture cannot and should not be left behind in the use of digital technology or data so as to move forward. And I think we in India overall are left behind in this area. And I may be wrong, but my general feeling is that ICAR also actually is not doing enough in this area compared to other countries and other developed countries. And even within India, private sector or startups may be doing much better and far ahead. That is my impression. I don't know, maybe wrong. So first of all, we need to understand its importance, and we need to gear up, and we need to we need to put our efforts in the right perspective. Before doing that, we also need to understand what do we actually mean or what do we actually need to do when it comes to digital agriculture. There is a lot of confusion also in this topic. As far as I understand that, my definition of digital agriculture is far more wider than it is taken, in a typical, engineering or scientific community. My definition of digital agriculture is not only, use of data or communication network for communicating better, keeping data and all that, but I think the, whole of sensor technology, whole of sensing, whole of data, remote sensing, AI, machine learning, automation, this all comes under, to me, as a digital agriculture, whether it may be using data or it may not be using data. So, as far as agriculture as a whole is concerned, I think that digital agriculture can be used in 3 or 4 major aspects of the agriculture subject as a whole. One is that it can be very much useful and very much helpful in data-based and the evidence-based research. So, once you have the large amount of data, your research can be more focused, your research can be more target-oriented and more outcome-oriented. Second, the digital technology or the data or communication networks can be used for extension, very importantly, which is, India is a vast country. Taking technology to the farmers, taking practices to the farmers is a big challenge. So there the digital technology or IT or communication can be of great use to bridge this gap, bridge these gaps and communicate faster. That is second aspect. Third, digital agriculture would be very, very useful in resource use efficiency, whether it is use of water in terms of, micro irrigation, or use of chemicals, pesticides, fertilizers, soil testing, soil related, soil health related issues. So the whole spectrum of natural use efficiency can be improved by using digital agriculture. And another important area, as far as government or the administrators are concerned, is by use of digital technologies or data, the government schemes can be implemented in a much more efficient and much more targeted manner. Whether there is a Fasal Bima Yojana or any kind of assistance scheme or anything, once you have the data, once you have what the ministry is doing now in AgriStack, let us say. What is that? That is nothing but using the land data, farmers' data, for implementing these schemes in a much better, targeted and focused manner. So these are 4 or 5 advantages or the uses of digital agriculture, as a whole, from the policy perspective, what I understand. Now coming to the status of digital agriculture in India and in ICAR, I think digital agriculture in ICAR should not be left to only ICT wing. It is not, ICT is only an enabler, is only a facilitator, but it encompasses all, all SMDs or all areas of agriculture. So unless that convergence happens in ICAR as with respect to digital agriculture, I don't think we can achieve enough progress and in the right direction. So whether it is crop science or horticulture or NRM or fisheries or animal science, they all have to come together, and combined with ICT, combined with the digital technologies, they have to use it and they have to optimize their research outputs or their outcomes. So that is an area where within ICAR we have to look at how this convergence can take place, so that whatever progress we need to achieve, we achieve in a stipulated time. Now coming to the discussion on the roadmap for digital agriculture. Now digital agriculture should not be just for the sake of digital. Ultimately agriculture will remain agriculture. It will not become electronics or data or something. So we need to know each aspect of agriculture, whether it is food grains crops or cereal crops or horticulture crops or fisheries or animal science or NRM. They need to first look at the present status of their research and see where the digital aspect or the digital technologies can help in optimizing their outputs and results, and based on that, whatever is the present status and where do we want to reach in next 10 years or 15 years, and where this role of data and AI and machine learning and so on, communication, etc., can be made use of. Based on that, a roadmap should be prepared. It should not be left only to the ICT wing to prepare the roadmap. That will not be correct and useful, right, in my opinion. It should converge with all other divisions, and everyone should participate in a holistic manner. And once again I emphasize that we need to put in a lot of effort now in this area, as I think we are left behind otherwise. So this workshop is or conference is a very timely initiative of NASC and ICAR and ICRISAT, and with the help of the recommendations of this workshop, I'm sure that we will be able to formulate some kind of, roadmap for the future and move on that. And I wish you all success and in this endeavor, and all the participants present here. I'm sure that they must have benefited out of this conference, and they'll make use of the recommendations made here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your valuable thoughts that have surely enriched our understanding. We are truly grateful for your time and wisdom, and we deeply appreciate your suggestions and contributions. Now it is my honor to invite our Honorable Director General, sir, to share his kind views and reflections on the discussions and the conference takeaways.
Thank you very much, all the dignitaries on the dais, Sanjay ji and others of the dais, my colleagues from ICAR, universities, CGIAR system, Dr. Maridi in particular, and others who have joined from abroad sharing their views. First of all, let me congratulate the organizers, Dr. Anil Rai Sahab and all others, Dr. Sahu and others, for organizing this 1.5 day or 2 days conference. Secondly, all other societies which have organized some event, and I know few societies have organized their entire conference on this topic, or annual meeting only on this topic. So lots of informations we could gather. And then of course yesterday and today. So I'm not going to repeat what I've said yesterday and what was just told and you have discussed yesterday and also today. That digital agriculture has got very vast potential. All of you know very well what are those potential areas. Today also you discussed, Sanjay ji also mentioned all of this. It is not only having a very limited connotation, it has got a very vast connotation. Not only limited to 1 or 2 data points, but it has got quite vast in every areas of agriculture research, education, extension, which I presented yesterday also. It has got enough scope. Second point is, it is already there. या तो आप इसको अपनाइए, अगर आप कुछ नहीं करेंगे तो और कुछ बाकी लोग करेंगे, and then you have to be part of that one. So it is with us, whether you like it or not, it is with us, and that's what you have to accept. Number 3, this is also a fact, and let me also accept this, that in ICAR, and for that matter, Jat Sahab, even for CGIAR, we are not doing enough in agriculture research, education and extension on digital agriculture. Still there is a vast ocean which is before us, but we are yet to go inside. We are still watching from a distance. There is a vast ocean and there is vast potential and so on, but we are yet to enter into that ocean. We are just watching and just thinking what is possible and what is not possible. So we have to enter there. So the point is, what should we do? We have got our limitations. Again, this is a fact. Starting from data, quality, quantity, various aspects, all kinds of things. Infrastructure. Again, it is not so easy that you think of doing something today and then tomorrow you have got everything. No, it needs infrastructure, it needs investment. Again, there are some limitations on that aspect. Capacity, which in my assessment, probably one of the most important constants in agriculture research I am talking about. Only very few of our scientists really understand it or can do something with this. The vast majority are still, we know the terms and we know few things, but we really do not know the inside of it. It is not required that everybody has to be an expert of digital agriculture, AI, ML and those kinds of things. But then, at least a sizable number in ICAR and other research system, university systems, they should have this expertise. अभी तक नहीं है, इसको तैयार करना बड़ा जरूरी है. And therefore, in our education system, Dr. Pandey is here and there are several other honorable vice chancellors joined. in our education system, we really have to inbuilt it, starting from UG and of course, depending upon the requirement, PG as well as PhD. This capacity or this skill must be a part of our overall education system, overall capacity building system. We have got limitation and we have to accept and we have to work in this particular direction. So starting from infrastructure, starting from data, starting from capacity, starting from investment in many of these areas, we really have got limitation and we have to address these issues. Now onwards, and of course we have been doing it for the last few years also, whatever we will be doing, as Dr. Jat was also talking, demand driven. Otherwise we have seen in the past, and we might be repeating it again with this digital agriculture, that we will be developing something, but then it will not be required because it was not demanded. So what is the demand? What kind of demand? And whether we are in a position to answer those or address those demands, these must be taken into consideration. Without this, whatever we do, we will not be successful on the ground. Now, keeping all of this and several other things which we have discussed yesterday and today, I think few things I would suggest the organizers and also all of you to do it. It is not everything, but then these are just few. Number one, Dr. Rai and all of you, now you have got enough information of where we are. What is the current status, current strength, current position, current priority and those kinds of things. And I'm sure you also know what is the need, where we should go. Of course, it will continuously change. Today's need might be replaced by tomorrow's need, but then you have got some ideas that what we need to do now. So you know what we have got. With all these limitations, even then whatever we have got, what is required and what others are doing outside ICAR. It is not that we will be doing everything. There are many other players. And when you talk of digital agriculture, I think integration is the key word. Government of India and other departments, they are also doing lots of things. Even DFW, our own sister department, they are also doing lots of things. How we are going to connect our activities to cater their need and also cater our needs. ये सभी चीजों को ध्यान में रखते हुए, I think you also should have another round of meeting, not so large. Some key persons, virtual or hybrid, whatever you can say, take the assessment of all of this and then give your first draft that this is what we suggest that we should be doing. This is not going to be the final one, but just to some kind of paper on which we will be starting working. So it's working paper. So maybe next 1 week or 10 days, you can again meet in a hybrid mode. Many people need to come over here and then take an assessment of all these things and then come out with some kind of working paper that this is what we should be doing. Whether it is a center of excellence, what other institutes should be doing, what universities should be doing, how we are going to collaborate with industries, collaborate with other departments, and all others. And in this section, as Dr. Jat and many others are from CG system are also there, I think Dr. Jat, this is one good opportunity where NARS and one CG should come together. Lots of informations are there with us, many other informations are there with you, and in one CG, this is what the concept is. Let us work together. I repeat this point again and again in one CG meetings, that whatever CG institutes do, and they are really doing very good work, but then the implementation has to be at the local level. And that implementation can be done only by the NARS partners. इनके अलावा आप समिट में बैठ के या और कहीं भी बैठ के हमारे यहाँ तो नहीं कर सकते ना आप. करना तो हमारे थ्रू आपको करना पड़ेगा. So let us really develop what we discussed about South-South cooperation. So if we can really make a kind of virtual platform, Wada, you very rightly said, Virtual Academy of Digital Agriculture, where international partners, not only CG, there are many others, Michigan University and many others are there who are really doing good job, and of course industries. So let us have a kind of group who will be giving some kind of guidance and some kind of thought of what we should be doing. I'm not going to give you the total blueprint of what we'll be doing, but then certainly Dr. Rai, I will be requesting you that if you can develop some kind of document, and then we'll be working on that document based on what we have got already, what we should be doing, what are the demands, how much resources, what kind of other rearrangement. Of course, you know very well that it is not possible to recruit some more 100 scientists only for this purpose. No, this is not going to work. You know the limitations and you also know the potentials. Within the system, how best we will be able to rearrange. And that rearrangement could be again some kind of center of excellence, maybe in a virtual way or located somewhere, maybe in the headquarters, maybe strengthening our ICT unit or whatever way it could be. But then let us think in that direction. But then whatever you are going to develop, these 3 or 4 keywords must be considered very seriously. Number 1, it should be demand driven. Let's see what it is. Number 2, what other departments, other centers, other universities doing, so that we should not be only one doing in this particular field. Let us also see what they are doing, and to the best of our possibility, what kind of partnership we can really make. And then, of course, what kind of reorientation and rearrangement we should be doing in our own system, so that digital agriculture aspect can be strengthened. Again, cannot be done by only 1 or 2 persons, cannot be done only by one institute, and of course, it's also not necessary that every institute has to do it. So it is not by everyone, but not by a very few one. So it has to be somewhere in between doing that. And then also education and extension, certainly Dr. Gautam is sitting here. I think on immediate basis, probably we can show a big application of digital agriculture on extension. But then again, the reality is our KVKs are not competent enough at this point of time. या तो उनके पास भी फैसिलिटी नहीं होगा, उनके पास भी स्ट्रेंथ नहीं होगा, स्किल नहीं होगा, तो उनका स्किल किस तरीके से डेवलप किया जाए, कुछ ट्रेनिंग अरेंज किया जाए, कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग का कुछ प्रोग्राम करवाया जाए, whatever way, you know it very well. So I leave it to you and again your whole committee to give us some kind of suggestions, a little detailed one, so that we will be working on that. So 2024, in January this year, rather December last year, we took a decision, and Dr. Lakra and others from academy, they are all here, we took a decision that this year we will be celebrating as the year of digital agriculture. Not only in ICAR, but also academy, NASC, and also other professional societies. PAS is Professional Association of Agricultural Sciences, and there are 73 already listed with NASC. Most of them really came out and did very good work. In 2024, we could really assess, started doing several things. Our NEPA project or network project has really delivered lots of good things, which I presented, and I'm sure you have also discussed lots of things. But then let this 2025 be the year where we will be showing some excellent applications of digital agriculture. In some areas at least. Of course, we shall go on developing it. So at least in some areas, we should be able to show the impact of digital agriculture and what we all together are contributing in that area. So this is some of the points which I wanted to share with you. All the recommendations have already been presented before you, so I'm not going to repeat all of those. But then, once again, let me congratulate all the organizers and all of you for being here to discuss an area which has already become very, very important. And in times to come, this is going to get far more momentum, far more importance, than what even we are thinking about. It might be that we do not know what kind of digital agriculture it is going to happen 2-3 years down the line. It could be part of almost everything. It has got that potential. What kind of impact AI is going to have, we may not be aware of completely. It may totally change the way we do our things, the way we do our research, the way we do our education, the way we do our extension. All of these things might change, the way the whole field is being developed. And certainly we cannot be left behind. We have to embark upon the journey. उसके अंदर तो आना ही पड़ेगा आपको. And that's what we should be doing. Thank you very much for being here, and I wish all of you a very, very successful time on digital agriculture. And of course, the new year is also not far ahead. So wish each and every one of you and also your family members a very, very happy new year. A successful one, a prosperous one. Thank you very much. All the best.
So, sir, we are truly thankful for all your suggestions and perspectives that have definitely added the depth to all these discussions, and for your leadership and support. Your contributions are always appreciated. Now I would like to request Dr. Anil Rai to please come and felicitate our guest of honor. Sir, to please give a token of appreciation to Dr. Mrs. Neeru Bhushan. Dr. Rajendra Prasad. They have already been given, sir. And to Dr. A.K. Singh. A.K. Singh. Thank you very much, sir. As we come towards the end, I would like to invite Dr. A.K. Singh to please deliver the vote of thanks.
The chief guest of the closing ceremony, Director General ICAR, Secretary DARE, Dr. Himanshu Pathak, also President of National Academy of Agricultural Sciences. Guest of honor, Sri Sanjay Gargji, Additional Secretary DARE and Secretary ICAR. My colleagues on the dais and distinguished colleagues off the dais. First and foremost, I would like to thank Secretary DARE and DG ICAR, Dr. Himanshu Pathak, for conceptualizing the idea of having digital agriculture as the theme for 2024, involving the professional societies which are associated with agriculture, and also for his excellent lead talk that he presented in the inaugural session. And in the concluding session, he has very aptly emphasized that our research should be demand-driven. We should try to avoid overlap, or at least we should know what others are doing. And then at the same time, partnership is very crucial. And depending upon where we stand, we should be able to reorient our program. I would also like to thank Sri Sanjay Gargji, who has very clearly outlined the 4 key areas where application of digital agriculture, digital technologies in agriculture is very, very important. And also his concern is very right that we should not work in silos, even within system or outside system. We must have cross interaction in order to have maximum impact of the technology. I would also like to thank Dr. Trilochan Mahapatra, who was here as a guest of honor in the inaugural session, and he expressed his concern, particularly on how to take the technology to the grassroots level and what are the challenges that we are going to face and how we should be able to overcome those challenges. Moderators of different sessions, I would like to thank them profusely, Dr. T.R. Sarma, Dr. Udham Singh Gautam, and Dr. Alka Singh, who coordinated the different sessions on productivity gain, connectivity to last mile, and investment and policy-related aspects, and all the lead speakers of various sessions, particularly Professor Shantanu Chaudhary, Sri Abhishek Singh. Yesterday he made an excellent presentation. Likewise, Sri K.V. Saji, Chairman NABARD. All these three presentations are, I think there should be a platform through SOC group, the ICR talk that we have, if these talks can be repeated for the larger benefit of all the ICR scientists, because sitting here in Abhishek's presentation, it was so wonderful to listen what all is happening in digital field. So I think it will be very important to have this again for the larger benefit of the entire community. All the panelists in different sessions, I would like to thank them profusely for their intellectual inputs. We had number of concurrent sessions, so I'd like to thank profusely the coordinators of the concurrent session, Dr. Niru Bhushan, Dr. P.K. Joshi, of course he couldn't come, Dr. Lakra, Dr. M.L. Jat, Dr. R.N. Sahu, and lead speaker and panelists in these concurrent sessions. The office bearers of professional societies, 79 of them, at least 25 of them could join, and they have had their own program in past, and also some of them they have planned in future very soon. I think one is going to be organized exclusively on digital agriculture at RPCAU. Dr. Pandey is here in his university. So I would like to thank them all for their contribution. Dr. S.N. Jha, DDG Engineering, he has been all through since morning yesterday until now, and very effectively contributed to this entire program. Dr. Karim Meridia, Director International Program, Michigan State University. Thank you, sir, for being all the time with us, and I know your interest and particularly the role that you are playing in technology dissemination, transfer across the border, and your presence here means a lot for us. I would also like to thank Dr. Prakash Rao. I understand he was the one who made a suggestion in Cochin workshop that we should have digital agriculture as a theme for 2024, and your interest, being here and contributing very significantly. Professor Adi Narayan from IIT Mumbai, Dr. J.P. Sharma, I can see he has been attending the entire session all through, so I would like to thank each one of you profusely, all the donors and sponsors of the events, and key architect of the program, Dr. Anil Rai, Dr. R.N. Sahu, Dr. M.L. Jat, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad. So thank you all very much for very meticulously planning. I know how many meetings we have had in the local organizing body of the academy and to review the progress time and again. All the staff of the NASC Secretariat, particularly our Senior Secretary NASC, Dr. W.S. Lakra, for meticulous planning. Diksha, Meenu, Krishna, and Rasmi, they are the people who are working, from behind the scene, making your stay comfortable and making sure that all program is organized efficiently. And other staffs, Jai Singh, Kamal, Chitesh, Shiv, and Banwari, for their contribution for organizing this meeting successfully. And I'd also like to thank all the delegates who have been here in spite of Delhi being a little cold. You are here with us for this very important program. And last but not the least, I would like to thank the farming community. जब किसानों की बात आती है तो मैं हिंदी में बोलना चाहूँगा कि हम जो कुछ भी डिजिटल इनोवेशन कर रहे हैं और इसमें जितने स्टेक होल्डर हैं, चाहे वो गवर्नमेंट हो, चाहे NGOs हों, चाहे प्राइवेट सेक्टर हो, चाहे स्टार्टअप हो, तो जो लोग भी इसमें इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहे हैं, इन्वेस्टर्स हों, सबका कुछ न कुछ अपना मोटिव है और उसमें प्रॉफिट मोटिव होना कोई अतिशयोक्ति नहीं है। जो भी इसमें पैसा लगाएगा उसको पैसा चाहिए और अल्टीमेटली ये पैसा किससे निकलेगा? पैसा निकलेगा उस बेचारे किसान से। तो जब किसान से पैसा निकालना है हमको और उसी के ऊपर सस्टेनेबिलिटी पूरे डिजिटल इकोसिस्टम की डिपेंड करती है, तो जब तक किसान को हम इतना एम्पावर नहीं करेंगे कि उसका प्रॉफिट इतना बढ़े, अगर हम कोई नया इनोवेशन लेकर के आते हैं, एक थंब रूल है जो कि बाकी सारे कंट्रीज में भी फॉलो होता है, अगर 1000 रुपया किसान आपकी किसी टेक्नोलॉजी पे लगाता है तो कम से कम उसको 3000 रुपये की एडिशनल इनकम होनी चाहिए। अगर इतना हम नहीं दे पाते हैं तो ये इनोवेशन आगे नहीं जाएगा। इसके बाद दूसरी बात आती है कि जो 3000 की एडिशनल इनकम हुई उसका प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग कितना होना चाहिए। तो जो बाकी कंट्रीज में भी मॉडल होता है कि अगर 100 रुपये का प्रॉफिट एडिशनल हो रहा है तो उसमें 70 रुपये किसान को और 30 रुपये में जितने बाकी स्टेक होल्डर हैं उनको अपना हिस्सा लेना है। तो अगर ये हम 70% ऑफ द एडिशनल प्रॉफिट इंश्योर कर पाएंगे अपने नए टेक्नोलॉजी से, इनोवेशन से, तो निश्चित रूप से हम इसको किसानों के साथ प्रमोट कर पाएंगे और पूरे सिस्टम को हम सस्टेन कर पाएंगे। तो ये बात भी बहुत ज़रूरी है जिसको हमें हमेशा ध्यान में रखना है और इसलिए बहुत ज़रूरी है, जैसा कि डी साहब ने कहा कि जो भी हमारा इनोवेशन है वो डिमांड ड्रिवन होना चाहिए और डिमांड ड्रिवन होगा तभी इसकी फाइनेंशियल इकोनॉमिक वायबिलिटी हो पाएगी। तो इन्हीं चंद शब्दों के साथ मैं आप सभी लोगों को एक बार हृदय से धन्यवाद देता हूं कि आप लोग आए और इस कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much, sir. Now I invite everybody to please come outside for a group photograph followed by lunch. And I also request the entire organizing committee to be present outside for the photograph, group photograph. आ जाओ सर, बाहर आ जाओ।